First of all, I'd like to say that I thought it was a pleasure and an honor to even be selected to attend one of the community dinners. When I got there, it was my first time visiting, but I was so impressed with Miss Wilson and the thing that she was doing in that place. She made me feel so special, showing me around, telling me what they were doing. I walked in, the table was set. Of course, it was immaculate because that's how she operated. She was very meticulous on how the table should be set, how the food should be prepared, and she instilled that in those children because they were well mannered, and she talked about dining etiquette, table conversations, and so you could tell that it was something that she really enjoyed. And I know the children are going to miss her because she had done such a tremendous job there with those children, and I know they looked up to her, even down to preparing the meals and what they should look like and what the table should look like, and you name it, she was first class, I can tell you. In fact, I've learned some things from them when I went there because I shared with the children that day that when I first started going out to let's say fancy restaurants, I mean, I really didn't understand what needed to happen, what utensils you use and those kinds of things. These are some of the things that she shared with those children, that she's trained them. So as they prepare for the future, and she will always be a part of that, they will know what to do. They can go anywhere, they can eat with anyone, and they'll all relate it back to Miss Wilson. And so, like I said, I am fortunate to have been one of the people who was able to sit down, share a meal with Miss Wilson and those children. And as I said, I learned a lot from them. Bye.
Fran Wilson was my friend in two spheres of activity. We met through our involvement in our synagogue, where Fran attended Sabbath services nearly every week. A year or so into our relationship, Fran, always looking to acquire new skills and to deepen her relationship with her religion, asked me to teach her how to read Hebrew. She was a delightful student, bordering on the perfectionist. As we became closer, she told me about her teaching social work at the university level and her part-time job at Park Place. Eventually, Fran convinced me to volunteer here after my retirement as a neonatologist. I wondered what I could do. When I suggested tutoring the residents, she informed me that there already was a Board of Education certified teacher every afternoon. So I offered to cook dinner once a week for the kids. Fran upped the ante and came up with the idea of my teaching the teenage residents kitchen basics, at the same time having them learn something about nutrition and utilizing whatever herbs and vegetables the Park Place garden would yield. That was in early spring 2016. I looked forward to the program every Wednesday, and I looked forward to seeing Fran, all decked out in her professional social work attire, ready to greet me with a huge hug. Fran was colorblind when it came to people. She was fond of introducing me as one of her sisters. She's my sissy from another missy. She was a beautiful human being, inside and out. I miss her bright and genuine smile, her remarkably contagious laughter, and the aura of warm friendship that always surrounded her. Fran would be content and satisfied to know that her legacy lives on in this garden.
Hi, I'm Mayor Van Johnson of the City of Savannah. I am honored to have the opportunity to recognize the memory of a woman who worked tirelessly for children in our community. Ms. Fran Wilson was a longtime social worker at Park Place Outreach and was instrumental in organizing their Wednesday night dinners. She passed away about a year ago, but her memory will be tangible forever in a new memorial garden. I hope those enjoying the garden will reflect on her contributions to our community and be inspired to work toward making it a better place, just like Ms. Wilson did for so many years.
I'm so happy to be able to recognize our beloved friend and social worker, Fran Wilson. She was such a help to me when I came into this role and really took me under her wing as a mentor. She loved these kids fiercely and had great compassion and empathy for them. And we still feel her loss today at Park Place. We're so happy we can have this garden in her memory. She loved to garden. She was a master gardener, and she combined her love of gardening and her love of Park Place to create a garden program from farm to table, and also a community dinner program where we brought community leaders in to have dinner with our youth. And she loved to set the table. She always wanted a proper table with the folded napkins, and really created exceptional experiences for the kids. That legacy still lives on, and through this garden project, we know Fran will be with us.
There are a million things that I can say about the lovely Miss Frances Wilson, whom I met January 2015 when I began doing my internship at Park Place Outreach. Miss Fran was an amazing woman. I can definitely say that. Full of knowledge, wisdom. She was firm, but she was fair. One of the things that I loved about Miss Fran the most was that she would always push us as a student beyond who we were and who she knew that we could be. One of the most prominent sayings that Miss Fran would always say to me is straight from my heart to God's ears, and I love that. She always encouraged me to be the best case manager that I could be. She would always tell me not to settle or limit myself. Me and Miss Fran had some very intimate times upstairs when we would talk in her office. We would talk about life. We would talk about religion. She was Jewish, I'm Christian, but we were still able to talk about God, and that was amazing to me too. I love the way that one of the things Miss Fran always asked me was what was one of my goals at Park Place, and I told her I always wanted to be professional, and she would look at me and say, Miss Perkins, you carry yourself in a professional way from the day that you did your interview here at Park Place with me, and I appreciated that about her. I learned a lot of things from Miss Fran. One of the things that I definitely do every day, Miss Fran would always tell me, make up your bed every day when you get up, and that stuck with me. I make up my bed every day. I even teach my daughter, make up your bed every day. Something else she would always tell me, when you get paid, pay yourself, Miss Perkins. Do something for yourself. But now I realize what she meant by that. It wasn't just about taking your paycheck and using it for yourself. She was teaching me self-care, because when you work in professions like this and you give so much of yourself, it's important to take care of yourself. I miss Miss Fran dearly. She taught me about art. She taught me about gardening, which was really her passion. One of the things that I always admired about Miss Fran was her love for young people, her passion. She wasn't afraid to ask the hard questions, and that's what I learned from her. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions, because that's the way that you get to the root of the problem. Something else that she taught me with working with her is that you won't be able to save everybody, but you will be able to reach some. And I appreciate that. I love Miss Fran dearly. I thank God that I was able to spend time with Miss Fran in her last days. One of the last things she asked me to do was to comb my hair. She wanted me to put it in 2 ponytails. And that's what I did, because she was fancy. She was a diva. She kept herself together. That was her. I definitely miss Miss Fran. I miss our talks. And I thank her because of her, I can say that she helped me to become a great case manager. I will never forget her. And I just thank God, because her life, the life that she lived, lives for her. It speaks for her. And whether we are Jews or Christians or from any different walks of life, in some kind of way, Miss Fran brought us together to meet so many wonderful people. I met Dr. Linda through her. And so I will always cherish that about Miss Fran. Wonderful, loving person. I'm glad I had this opportunity to speak by her, and I'm glad that this garden is being done in remembrance of her. She is a special person, and I thank God that I had a chance to meet her on the side of her.